remember, sometimes you're gonna have to go through these changes, these circumstances that put you in a position to make you feel that you're not worthy anymore. But make no mistake, you are worthy. You were created for something. You wasn't created for nothing. Life has a gift of giving, a gift of receiving. And whether if it's good or bad, you got to make sure you understand that these circumstances and these challenges has to happen in your life. You will come to a point that you may feel that you are in a hopeless situation. You may come to a point in your life where you're at the end of a rope and the only thing left to do is to climb up, because you only can do so much for so long. But make sure you're doing much more instead of doing less. Stop stressing about the things that you cannot control and start focusing on the things that you have control of. Take control of your life. Take control of the opportunities. Believe in yourself and know that it is not over for you. So many people out there in this world right now will try to tell you not to be something that you feel in your heart that you want to be. So many people out there right now are miserable, and they'll try their best to take you with them. Do not let misery control the life that you have. Do not let anyone tell you how to live it. Do not let anyone validate your purpose. Do not let anyone validate your destiny. Someone told you a long time ago that you wasn't worthy. Someone looked you in the eye and said you wasn't going to make it. I say to you right now that you will make it. I say to you right now that you must make it. I say to you right now that you must tell excuses, fear, and doubt that it has no place in your place of business. For this is your life that you are fighting for. This is your life that you are living for. And make no mistake, no one is going to do you better than you. Don't wait for something to happen. You make it happen. You make it happen for a reason. And take full responsibility and control of this thing we call life.
Kurwa ciemno, nie? czemu kurwa nie gra? Dobra, jebać to.
Sometimes when you don't know where you're going,
Tak czy siak, witam.
the best thing to do.
Hello everybody. This
A
is
wise man once
This
said
is
that an
Mr.
object
Pavel.
of rest stays
that's my
rest. And while his rationale
engine,
will
my
be
baby.
mine, I'm gonna borrow from his premise.
I make the I take the
If
ID
you
from
don't
my
know
head,
where you're going, you put yourself on a collision course
put
with
it
something. You put
on the
into
paper.
existence an entity to react.
And from paper I build this.
Some call it destiny. Others call it fate. I call it simply initiative.
That's the sampler.
Because if your journey is hypothetical, you have nothing to celebrate.
Sampler
nor
engine.
correct.
I
A sailboat
call
can
this
adjust its
well
sails once it leaves the harbor, right?
to-
It can learn from and manipulate its surroundings. Make sure it arrives at a destination.
Well
It
too.
learns and adapts along
That
the way.
means the second
But from the harbor, it's
generation
it expounds upon
of
a path that might be straighter, might
will.
be faster, might be more thought out and tied together than the crazy
Because the will
sailors
was
who
the
took
biggest
off for the
thing
horizon, but in
on the
actuality,
world when the
goes
people
nowhere.
make it.
In the real world, it is
That's
stagnant.
was
I could
the
be wrong,
biggest
but I'd
thing,
make the argument
and
10
this
out of
is
10 times that
well
the
too.
real world is where we want our results. And my proof?
Normal well
Well, a journey that
driving
started
on 2 dimension.
with insurance,
X,
and
Y.
evolved into
And this
music,
one
in songwriting, in audio production, and video
will
production,
driving
creative
on
writing.
third
There's a sweet
dimension.
spot that kind of combined everything. A spot that didn't make its way to my inbox with an exact address.
That's the future.
A spot that required a lot of failure and lessons learned and disappointment, but man, more than that, so much fun.
Then we start.
Like, my proof is sitting down
Like I
right
said,
now, in real time, letting my fingers create a bridge from nothing to something of value. By the way, after sitting here staring at a blank screen for hours, it's just starting. Could I be wrong? Could I screw up? Could I wildly miss the mark? Yes. In fact, it happens more than I'd like to think. But here's the beauty, even if I am wrong, I now have something to work with. Something has been brought into existence. So that means I'm officially further along than I was. And I've heard over and over again, there is no road. You have to just go. The idea, I mean, it makes sense. It's impossible not to understand, but it's one of those things that you internally, we have to first lead ourselves. And that means delivering on the promises we make to ourselves. It means showing up when we tell ourselves we're going to show up. It means putting ourselves in an environment conducive to growth. There's an old metaphor from Wayne Dyer about an orange, where he essentially says that it doesn't matter what you do to an orange. It doesn't matter how hard you squeeze it, or how many you have, or how you manipulate it. Grapefruit juice will never come out of an orange. Only orange juice can be emitted, and similarly, we can never give or contribute what we do not have inside ourselves. We can't expect our lives to look like anything other than a culmination of tiny actions we make on a daily basis. The external world is a product of the internal, and the internal world is not realized until we learn to rule over ourselves and our lives with conviction. You can break this down in many ways. Not only discipline equals freedom. John Maxwell talks about a leadership lid, where success levels never exceed leadership capability. Sure, I know it's teams, but are you searching for and committing to the little hinges in your life that, as W. Clement Stone said, win big? Are they difficult? Are you taking responsibility for your shortcomings in leadership? Are you learning to trust yourself? Are you seeing past the trap of perfection and committing to progress? Are you taking the little things seriously? Because at the end of the day, all things are comprised of little things and only little. Bottom line is that we master nothing until we master ourselves. Trust ourselves. The bottom line is that we win when we lead ourselves. Hold ourselves accountable for the little things that matter.
Working. Fucking hell. You see?
If you promise yourself you get up when that alarm clock goes off, it becomes no longer optional. If you promised yourself you'd go down the road that scares you, it becomes no longer one road of many, it is now the only road. Even though
Yeah, we make it. We make it the trust, the little trust, but the trust is one step.
You are more powerful than you know, you are more capable than you understand, but you must lead yourself
Was this
to your potential.
small step for the
Those little things matter. And so while the temptation is
one
to
man,
brush them off as
but biggest
insignificant,
step for the
while the
world?
rest of the world ebbs and flows
You
through
see,
life like
that's working.
jellyfish with the tide, your superpower
I
will
make
be
it
to
patent to
see,
this.
harness, and multiply those little decisions like they are gold. Your strength
This one is
that
another
when
one.
it's easier to run,
That's the old one.
you'll be the one
You see?
that instead stands up and leads yourself to greatness.
Pojechałeś, kochany. Trochę się zagrzałeś. Ale pojechałeś. I make it. I make it.